Joel Tadman here from Golf Monthly, sweating buckets here at West Hill Golf Club, but it's okay because I've been able to test the new Callaway Steelhead XR iron, a very exciting product from Callaway. You may remember the original X series of irons, the X14 in particular, back in I think it was the early 2000s that was launched. It was a very popular iron. Golfers really love the shape of the iron, and Callaway have reintroduced a similar product, a very similar idea in the form of this new Steelhead XR iron. Essentially, Callaway have taken the best bits of that iron, the bits that golfers like the most, the blade length from heel to toe, the hollowed out hosel, various other bits, and then modernised it with their 360 face cup technology to give kind of modern day distance, and combine all those things together to create an iron that's going to give golfers more distance, more forgiveness, and also a better feel at impact as well. So let's talk a little bit more in depth about the technology in this iron. Like I mentioned before, a longer blade length from heel to toe. That positions the centre of gravity more in the centre of the score lines. It's going to give you a better feeling iron, it's going to make it feel more stable, it's going to be more forgiving, it's going to hopefully give you longer, more accurate iron shots. We've also got, like I said, the 360 cup face. It's also been made thinner in the edges of the cup face to provide more ball speed when you don't hit the sweet spot, which, let's face it, no golfers hit the sweet spot every time, so that's feature is going to benefit everyone that uses this club. I've also got like a urethane piece behind the club face that's going to just dampen vibration and create a better feeling golf club. You can see we've got the hollowed out hosel. That just takes a bit of weight out of that area. Weight is very much concentrated in that area of golf club design, so that enables Callaway to do what I mentioned before and shift the CG more towards the centre of the club face to improve performance. I've got a 7-iron here. I've got a 4 and a pitching wedge as well. Certainly a bit more offset in the 4-iron than there is in the 7-iron and the pitching wedge, so clearly a progressive set design. Another way these irons are progressive is the CG positioning. In fact, in the longer irons, the CG is a little bit lower down in the club head to increase the launch angle, and then a little bit higher in the shorter irons to create more of a penetrating ball flight. So the height that you get on your shots should be pretty similar from 4-iron right up to pitching wedge. So I've got the 7-iron here. I've been testing it here on the range at West Hill Golf Club with my Foresight Sports GC2 launch monitor. Now this comes in at 30 degrees of loft, so it's one of the lowest lofted 7-irons on the market, no question about that. I've got it in the standard length, the standard steel XP95 S300, so by no means a custom fitted iron for me. This is very different, it's very much off the shelf. First impressions of this club down at address, you've got those 2 white bottom score lines, which is really going to help alignment. I wouldn't say it's a chunky iron as such, it's certainly towards the larger end of the spectrum. It's got a thick top line, a little bit of offset. You don't really notice the length from heel to toe. I'd say it looks pretty normal in that department. It's certainly going to inspire a lot of confidence, perhaps if you're not a very confident iron player, ball striker. You like to see a more forgiving design, a bit more weight behind the ball. I think you're going to appreciate the overall shape and size of this club. All in all, it's a fantastic looking golf club from every angle, very sleek, modern, cutting edge design from the back. I've been testing it with my GC2 launch monitor here at the West Hill Golf Club. Let's have a look at the data to see exactly what kind of performance we got from this club. Okay, so the all important numbers with the 7-iron of the Callaway Steelhead XR iron. It hit quite a few shots, deleted the really bad ones that I hit, been left with some pretty impressive averages here. So average carry distance 172. With a loft of 30 degrees, that's probably what I'd expect actually. I wouldn't say it blew me away in terms of distance, but you look at some of the numbers here, I've got one at 181, now that would blow me away. That's a serious distance for a 7-iron. I've also got one at 179, and both those were pretty low spinning as well, so there's certainly potential to hit some quite low spinning iron shots here and get some that really go out there. It does widen that front to back dispersion a little bit too much for my liking, and that's the problem you sometimes get with irons of this design. You get that really hot shot from the middle. I wouldn't say it's dramatic and it should put you off. I'm just saying it's a possibility that it's something you're going to experience. Peak height 34, so about what I would expect, maybe a little bit higher perhaps, especially considering the low loft actually, that's pretty good. 18 degrees of launch, spin at 5.7, again that's not too bad, that's on the low side but it's not too low. Dispersion pretty tight, 3 yards offline on average, didn't hit many too far offline actually. In fact, that's probably one of the things you notice looking at the ball flight here. You can see the dispersion, not only was it quite evenly spread between left and right, it's certainly a club that's going to provide plenty of help on off-centre hits, which is what golfers are going to use irons of this size. They're really looking for a club that's going to deliver that. It certainly delivers on distance. The feel is actually pretty good. It's got kind of certainly quite a loud sound to it. It's certainly got a powerful kind of thwack to it, impact, but it doesn't feel hard. It feels pretty soft, doesn't feel like a traditional super game improver club. You know, there's certainly a hint of softness there when you hit the ball. Very explosive off the club face. You know, very enjoyable iron to hit. I think if you're in the market for something that's going to give you a little bit more help without losing out perhaps on stopping power on the green, this XR Steelhead iron is certainly one you should be trying. There's also a hybrid as well, which I haven't got today, but it has a speed step crown on it for increased clubhead speed. It's got various other technology to help you hit the ball better than you do your long irons, so that's obviously an option if you want to mix and match the set with hybrids and irons. So all in all, a very impressive package from Callaway. Comes in at £649 for a 7-piece set in steel, £829 for graphite. So some decent value for money there. The hybrids are £199 each. So, you know, if you're looking for an upgrade to your set that's perhaps going to give you a little bit more help, a little bit more distance, a little bit more user-friendly iron, then the Steelhead XR is certainly one to try this year.